Welcome to week 2. Hey Future Matt. So last week I talked about what I was doing with lighting, and this week I decided to take back a bunch of old fluorescent bulbs for recycling. This went well.
Oh god. Oh god.
That did not go well. Still, I think I handled it pretty well.
Why do bad things happen to good people?
So here's to that. But then I ran into a kink.
Why would you do this? I don't understand it.
Well, I took care of that.
That'll teach you.
To celebrate actually being able to see, I decided to have an operating session. Now this was a big step for me. In the entire time I've had my layout, I've operated trains very infrequently, and I've never had a real operating session. I ran 3 trains. Train 12, the eastbound Kettle Valley Express, Train 81, the westbound Boundary Subway Freight, and Train 87, which switches the pulp and paper mill as well as a sawmill, and was the focus of the operating session. Let's take a look at how that went.
Back. Oh shit!
Yeah, that was Train 12 running into a string of loaded acid tank cars, and the rest of the operating session went equally well.
Well,
I definitely had a lot of problem spots to take care of, like this, and this, and my personal favorite, there wasn't just one cause for all these problems. One major problem was that my turnouts drifted as the adhesive caulking I used to hold them down wasn't quite enough to grip the ties. I pinned them down and secured them with CA superglue.
oh, this rocks.
The other solution was filing places without enough clearance, and also the points when they weren't sharp enough. With enough work, I was able to do this, and this, and that felt great. But with all that filing, I wore a lot of the treated railhead away and I had to retreat it. My method is this. Step 1. Use a Bright Boy or a track eraser like this Pico model to clean off the accumulated gunk from the railhead. Step 2. Polish the railhead. Make sure that you get all the residue off. For step 3, I use a product called No Oxide. It's Type A Special. It's distributed by bar mills and available through Walthers. You apply a very light coat to the railhead, wipe off the excess, leave the remainder for 24 hours, and then thoroughly clean the railhead. This treats the railhead to promote conductivity, so you'll get a lot less stalling, and it also prevents oxidization, which is the black gunk that you find on the railhead. This week, I plan to build a mock-up of Castlegar Station. A friend of mine sent over a CAD drawing, which I colored in Photoshop and had printed. I think it looks pretty good, yeah? So I'll fold it up and then I'll have a nice temporary structure. Of course, last week I said that I'd be working on the Tegum Bridge, which turned out to be a complete and utter lie. Another thing I want to take care of this week is a little bit more lighting. The staging yard still is quite dark, as you could see from that one derailment clip with the Trainmaster. I bought a 39-inch under cabinet fixture and I'm going to put that in a valence that I'm going to construct this week. Speaking of lighting, I got a pair of 500-watt work lights for video, so that makes a total of 3, and hopefully that'll work out. Topic of the week. Someone recently asked me, how do you stay focused on your projects? And the answer really was, I don't. I am very bad at procrastination and getting distracted and just generally not doing what I said I would. So my question to you, Future Matt, is have you been able to focus on a project? Have you been able to find a way to stay focused? Well, that's all for me for this week. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the future.